Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video. This is Branson Man. You can find me at bransonman.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as I give out new information, you'll get a notification that there's some more free information for you. If you go to my website, bransonman.com, you'll find posts about increasing your TripAdvisor score and information about channel managers and other things that might be a help to you. If you have a question, please send me an email, ask@bransonman.com, and I'll be happy to help you out if there's something I know that'll be a benefit to you. Something I've been dealing with recently and is a key to the successful operation of a lodging property is room mapping. Now, it's very rare that somebody has any idea what this is, but if it's not done correctly, everything is a disaster. So this will give you some insight as to what's happening behind the scenes. So let's talk about an OTA. An OTA is an online travel agency. Just think of any website that resells a hotel room. You can go booking.com here in America, Expedia's big in America, hotels.com, and there are dozens of them. Well, what happens is they have their website set up, and let's say a hotel, for instance, will have an account, and let's say a hotel has, well, for this example, 11 different room types. We see over here. This top is just the title for each column, so 12 minus 1 is 11. 11 room types. Well, there will be an account built on that OTA's website that will list, for instance, the 11 different room types. Well, when one of those room types is sold on their website, it automatically communicates to the property management system. That is just the computer system at the hotel level. It's the same one that the front desk agents use when someone calls in to book a room. So it has all their inventory. So their property management system, we see the PMS here, the OTA, the website communicates with the computer at the property level, and it says, hey, we sold this room type, and it takes one of them out of inventory. Well, how does the OTA know to take that room type? Well, most people would use common sense and say because it looks at the name of the room, but it doesn't. As a matter of fact, the name of the room is completely insignificant. All the computer sees is computer codes. So, a human sees on the OTA's website, basic room, 1-bedroom, lake view. By the way, that is a terrible name, but this is just an example. So that's a terrible name for a room. But let's say that's what it says on their website. That is just a text box that a human sees, a customer, when they're buying it. All the computer knows is that room type 4215102-182 was sold. So what happens is this is mapped at the time you set up your account, usually by a computer program called a channel manager. You can look at my other articles and videos to get information about that. I don't want to get bogged down. But channel manager acts as the equal sign. They will say this equals this. So just like on the OTA, it doesn't matter what the room's called. That's just a text box. All it matters is the computer code. So we might see in our computer system at the hotel, oh, a basic room, 1-bedroom, lake view was just sold by the OTA. But that's not what the computer system sees. The computer system says, what is a room code that you have for each room type? So the room code is actually what is most important because that's actually what sells and what front desk agents are booking even though they don't know it. So usually this is anywhere from 3 to 8 digits, and it's alphanumeric, which means alpha is alphabet or letters, A through Z, and then numeric, it can have numbers, so any combination. So we decided in our computer system that a basic room, 1-bedroom, lake view is what we would call the computer coded room 1BD lodge. 1-bedroom lodge is what that looks like. So what happens is a customer looks on the OTA and says, I like this room, I'm going to buy it for 2 nights. The OTA says, hey, we just sold this room. The channel manager says this room, when it's set up, equals this room code at the property. Then this says we sold a 1BD lodge, but since we have decided to call it this at the property level, then everything works out. So why is this so important? I just worked with a property that was getting connected to an OTA. They had a 1-bedroom, and it's called this, but the channel manager made an error and connected it to a 2-bedroom. It said this equals this. Now, it's not a good error, but it's better than it going the other way, and I'll tell you why. A guest books a 1-bedroom. We don't know that. The computer system sells in our property management system, hey, this person on this OTA just bought a 2-bedroom. They show up and they go, here's the keys to your 2-bedroom. And they go, oh, a 2-bedroom. Wow, we got a heck of a deal. Because let's say a 1-bedroom costs $100 US. And let's say a 2-bedroom, what do I do into this one? Let's do a 2-bedroom costs $150 US. Well, we only charged them $100, and we put them in a room that's worth $150, and now we can't sell that room for $150. So we lost out on $50. That's better than it going the other way. Watch this. Guest pays $150 on an OTA. It sells that as far as the OTA is concerned, which is correct, but it's mismatched in the channel manager and it sells this. So they show up with a couple of families. That's why they're needing a 2-bedroom. And they're on vacation and they got all their suitcases, everything's sold out, and there's only a 1-bedroom left. That is a disaster. So the first example, we lost out on some money. The second example, we've got a family whose vacation is going to be ruined. So there are all these different columns, including rate plans. There can be different codes for the OTAs and for the property management system, rate plan codes and types and names. And then each rate plan has its own ID. So that can get really complicated. And usually you don't need to know that. You just need to know it's set up correctly, and your channel manager, your property management system technical help, the OTA technical help, they take care of all that. They communicate with each other, they set it all up. But you still got to be aware. The reason we became aware that there was a mismatch, that we sold a 1-bedroom and the person was given a 2-bedroom, and we just chalked it up for a mistake, is because right after they booked on the OTA, the customer calls us to talk about, like their 1-bedroom that they had just booked. So we look up their name in the system and go, oh my goodness, okay, well, you were given a 2-bedroom. So we knew there was a mismatch. So what I had to do, I had to go, this is not a real room mapping. It's an example that I made up. I had to go and line by line figure out the name on the OTA and in the property management system and what code was attached to it and talk to the different companies involved. And I had to make one of these sheets. And I thought, you know what, that might be valuable for someone else. That could be really complicated. This is another example, and we'll just look at it quick. This is how the computer systems communicate. On an OTA, it calls a deluxe condo, 1-bedroom Lakeview, this. When it sells that, and the property management system at the hotel, it sells a 1W view, which we call a 1-bedroom deluxe Lakeview condo. Now, this is the last step. A lot of people don't do this, but you should. There's a mismatch. Let your property management system that your front desk and your customers on your website see every day, let that be the standard and get this updated. This is how you do it. You look in your property management system and you'll see, it'll be easy. You might not know what it is, but there are room codes in there and you see them on the different screens. And make a list. Each room type name and the corresponding room code. It's the short version. It's usually 3 to 8 numbers or letters. So you make this, and then you can get in touch with your property management system help or your channel manager, or you can call someone at the OTA, like Booking.com accommodation support, I think they call it. And you can say, I'm trying to double check this. If you go to Expedia, there's actually a button that you can click and it will spit out this information. And so you'll see what's mapped up. And then you need to match up each of these. It can be done. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You just go step by step. So this is basically how the computers communicate. This is the room code and the corresponding room name on the OTA. This is the corresponding room code at the property management system in the computer at the hotel. And this is the name given in the property management system. This is the real name. Now, these are gross. Basic room, Lakeview. I like Lakefront Studio with partial kitchen. That sounds much better. So you send this list to your OTA and go, hey, can you go ahead and update the room names, please? Because we've done some changes. And they'll do it. And it will all be consistent. And when you have front desk employees and customers calling from the OTAs about their room types, and you have new employees, it will all just be consistent. So there will be less confusion. Thanks so much for listening. Please click the subscribe button, and when I produce new videos or put new information out, you'll get notice. And if I can help you, send me an email. Ask me a question. ask@bransonman.com. And if I can help you out, I'll be happy to do it. Thanks for your time.